Hello friends, I'm so glad that you're joining me today. I'm Tish and this is Tish Loves Home in her 50s. So I'm filming on a Saturday. Today I am going to be taking down the few little things that I have for my winter decor, and I'm going to put up a few little things for Valentine's Day. You know, if you've been watching me for a while, you know I am on a whole new wavelength about seasonal decor and just stuff in general, and I really want it to be simpler than it has been for me in the past. So I decluttered my Valentine's stuff several weeks ago, and I got rid of a huge tub, and now I only have I have 2 tubs, which probably sounds like a lot still for Valentine's Day, but one of them just has my wreaths, so that's all that's in there. And then the other one just has some stuff that I thought I might use, so I'm going to see, and if I don't use it, I'm going to go ahead and get rid of some more of it. So I'm going to start my day by doing a little cleaning. I'm going to change my sheets, kind of get the house picked up some, and then I'm going to go ahead and take down the winter decor that I have, and we'll put up a little bit of, I almost said Halloween. That's why things got to be simpler, because my brain put up a little Valentine's Day stuff. So let's get rolling, see if I can get this done today. This is all I have. Like I said, this one just has wreaths in it, easy. And then this has just the little decor pieces. We'll see what I'm going to use. And this is all I have for the little January stuff. So this does not overwhelm me like it used to. I probably will leave some of the snowflakes out and just kind of do some Valentines around it, but we'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to kind of dust as I go. I'm going to start in here and see how far I get.
Paint me a scene, steady in color, the way that you see, the way you see it. Don't you wish that I could give you, I could give you everything. 1, 2, 3, and my heart is racing. Can't fall asleep, I got my mind in a throw. Weightless, floating through the day. Trust that I'll be okay. I'm happy alone, but a little go. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. Waiting for you. Wait until you realize. If you wanna run ahead, I'll meet you where the water meets the earth we cling to. If you wanna find the edge, I'll come too. I could run around this world all day with you. I could show you this world around you. Through my eyes, my whole view. The place I love, the place I cling to, cling to, cling to. Place
with me is like lately, even a little bit seems like a lot. I don't know. I'm gonna give myself an hour to kind of finish up. And I'm in the kitchen now. I've just kind of been placing a few little things around. I'm gonna clean this island off and my table and just put a few little things, and then I wanna get everything back up to the craft room, the tubs, and we'll just see. I've got a vacuum. I took some plants out, just all the things. So let me see if I can finish up. All right, y'all, so I videoed some while I was working, and then in true Tish fashion, I just had to turn it off because I always get to going from space to space to space, and you know, it's kind of like it leads into cleaning. So I did some cleaning, and then I just sat with things the way they were for a while. I always do that too. And so yesterday we were inside, it was rainy all day long, and I just kept kind of tuning some things and looking at it a little bit more. So I'm excited to share with you what things look like when they're finished. I'm excited to share with you for several reasons. One is because I think it did turn out pretty, but I also am so much happier with it this year because it's less. And that's what I need. I just need less at this point. The other reason is because a lot of the things that I'm going to share with you are not really Valentine's things necessarily. It's just things that I bought at thrift stores, and I keep it in a little spot in the dining room, and I just pull those things out throughout the year. So I'm going to share those with you too as we go through. So very simple. You know, in my 50s, that's my goal. I don't want to have so much that I feel overwhelmed. I did get a little overwhelmed, but I think it's because more of, you know, I'm just trying to clean and doing all the things around the house. So we're going to take a little tour, and I'm going to share with you what I did. I hope that will give you a little inspiration just to do some simple things. It's always fun to do a little refresh on your space. So let's go see what I got. I'm going to start out here. I need to clean out here really good and repaint, but just to give you an idea, I want this little tour as we go through to be relaxing. I want you to feel relaxed and not like, oh, I need to do all these things. Simple. Let's be simple and relaxed. So I'm not going to worry about that part today because, you know, it will come. I did put this rug down. I already had this rug. I like the red because it can be Christmas, Valentine's, and patriotic. Probably could use a new little rug on top, but you know what? For right now, that's fine. Nobody comes to this store except the delivery people, but I like to have a little something on it. I put this simple little heart wreath. It was either at a thrift store, maybe TJ Maxx, and then I just added some little heart bows to my little topiaries that stay out here. And that's it, y'all. Very simple. Mainly stuff that, you know, I already had all this because I'm not buying new stuff, but I think it turned out really cute, and there's, like I said, it's very simple. I didn't put anything Valentine's on this. I'm trying to keep things simple. I did have to do a few changes on this table because I had a snowman here, but this is a vase that I already had. It's one of my favorite pieces. I think it's so pretty. I actually got this at Ross several years ago. And then I changed out my runner. Again, this was one I already had. This one came from Hobby Lobby several years ago, and it is in their spring collection. I have the pink one in the kitchen. But just wanted to change that up just a tad. See how this lighting does in here? I didn't do anything in here other than put my wreaths on the doors. I bought these little wreaths at a thrift store. It's been years ago, and I painted them pink, and I did the little florals on them. So I just like using those. They're soft, but I can see them when I'm going back and forth in this hallway. So I like having a little something there. And then I've decided this is going to be my one area where I have one seasonal pillow. That'll make it easier for me to keep up with, less to store. And this is the one we see because this is the area that we're in and out so much. This is my candelabra. If you've been watching my videos recently, I purchased this at a thrift store. They gave it to me for $15. It has been painted. We changed out the covers and we put the chandelier lights on it this weekend. I do think I'm going to get some little shades to try out with it. maybe either like blue tulle or green, something kind of like that, kind of the French country vibe. But it is so pretty in here, and I'll be using it for some of my teas and things like that. And it really lights up this room. Maybe I need it a little bit softer, so the shades will probably help that a little bit. So here is the mantle. Again, I want you to think simple if you are ready to simplify things a little bit, if you're like me. The mirror, if you've been watching, I already had this mirror. I've been using it throughout the fall, Christmas. Well, I took it down at Christmas, and I thought I would use it at least till we get into spring. I added this wreath. I think that wreath, again, it was either, I don't think this one came from a thrift store. I want to say it came from Ross, maybe $15. I've had it for several years. Put that up, and then these candlesticks were already up there, so I just added some pink ribbon. I added this simple little garland. I had another one. I think I donated it, and I'm okay with that because really one is enough. And then I added the little pink ribbons on the sides, and then I just put a pink bow down here. I am going to be using this somewhere else soon. This is another thrift store find. It's so pretty. It was $8. I'm going to get battery operated candles to go in it, and I'm going to be using it for a bridal tea in March. But I just had it here just to kind of, it's pretty around the fireplace, I think. So that is the mantle. Very simple, but I think it turned out really pretty. On the coffee table, which is right in front of it, I just put a few little things. I already had the tree out and that little snowflake piece, so I just added the little car and a red heart there. Very simple again. That's kind of my theme, as you can tell. You're probably getting tired of me saying it. I think the little car I got at Target maybe a couple of years ago, but other than that, those were things I already had. Didn't do a whole lot on my shelves. When I decluttered, I kept a few of my favorite things. So I just placed a few things around. I think that's all that's on this one. Just those little things. And then over here, again, it's simple and it's soft. It matches the things I already had. So just a little few touches here and there. You know, it makes a big difference. And then I added the one blanket that I have that I kept to the ladder just to get a little touch of pink. You know, I didn't change out my pillows. I'm not going to do that anymore. I just don't want to store them. I did get rid of one little heart pillow I kind of wish I'd kept to go right there. My sister got it. I may ask her back to have it back. But other than that, I think it's plenty. And I like, again, just kind of seeing this as I'm in the kitchen. Okay, so in here, I love decorating my open shelves. This is one of my favorite things to do for each season. I already had everything, so I don't need to keep saying that because I didn't buy anything new. My little birds, those probably came from Ross years ago. I think these little hearts I got at a thrift store, but I have seen them in Hobby Lobby. I just added a few little touches of pinks and reds up here. Kept it very simple, but I think it's really sweet. For my island, I had to piddle with this for a while. It took me a while to get happy in here. I don't know why, but I just got stuck when I got in here. I had this runner on and off several times, but I went ahead and pulled it back out. I believe I got this at Walmart a couple of years ago. It's probably about $10. Of course, I use this all the time. This is something, if you're watching Aunt Debbie, one of my gift cards that you gave me, I bought this with it at TJ Maxx, and it's one of my favorite pieces. Use it all the time. So I just added a few little things. Thrift store find, thrift store find, thrift store find, and then I already had these little pink florals, and I already had the little vase that I stuck them in. So this is a very inexpensive little piece that I put together. I think just, you know, look around your house. You may already have things that you can use for the holidays and just add some touches of whatever that color happens to be for the holidays. So even though these things I do keep up, you know, normally, some of the other stuff I just keep it out and then I can use it for different things. So I thought that turned out good. Again, over here, I went back and forth, and Anyway, I think I'm happy with this. I know it's simple, but you know, that's what I want to do. This is another one of those runners that came from Hobby Lobby in their spring collection. I've had it for several years, and I use it all the time for different things, pull it in and out. This I already had, and then I just decided to add just some little hearts in it. I think these little hearts are so sweet. I'm sure those came from Hobby Lobby years ago, but just a little touch of Valentine's. I did put up a little pink wreath because you do kind of see that, that from this angle, so I kind of liked that together. So that's just a peek at that. And then over here in this corner, I usually put a little something. Took me forever to play around with this too. I don't know. I really need to paint this candlestick, and I might do that, just kind of antique it white, but for right now, it's fine. Well, it's not really fun. I really think it should be white, to be honest. So I may do that today. But you get the idea of how that's going to look. I did have one of my candles that were pink that I pulled out. And then in this corner, this is a pretty little, I don't know, dessert plate that I use for different things. And I just put some flowers and a heart in it. This is a picture of my mom, and you know, if you know me, you've watched me for a while, I don't have her anymore. I sure do miss her. I think this was probably one of the last pictures that we all took together. So I bought this several years ago, and I always try to pull it out. Mainly now at Valentine's Day. I think it's a sweet little frame, and it's a raw spine. My mother-in-law just picked up this for me this year at an estate sale, and I just filled it with sweet Smarties. That's really the only thing I could find that I like the colors in there, but believe it or not, I'm such a kid at heart. I love candy. I like Smarties. So when I just need a little sugar rush, I come over here. But that's all I have there, and this lamp is pink. It's just one that I had. I don't use it all the time, but I thought for, you know, this time of the year, it would be pretty to kind of pull that out. Really about it. I pulled out this little cherry scalloped plate. I had that with my plate collection that I got. I think I bought that at Ross. Haven't used it yet. And then I just like to have a few little seasonal towels. Those are just fun, easy to store. And then I put a few over here too. So pretty simple in here, but I feel like it's not too much, but it's enough that, you know, I feel like I'm in the season without it just being overpowering. I did use more pinks than reds, but I do have some little touches of red here and there. A little red goes a long way. So I don't think I need a whole lot of that. I kind of prefer the pink, but I do have a little red. This is my favorite area. Well, I said my shelves were, but I love decorating this too. This is a new piece for me. I got it in the fall. I think I bought it off of Etsy. And I have seen people custom make these, and if I had it custom made, I would have made it a little bit wider, and also I would have come out with it a little bit more. But nevertheless, I used some of my birthday money from my mother-in-law to buy this, so I just try to let her see how much I've enjoyed using it, because I love decorating it. So let me just share with you a little bit about what I have in it. Candlesticks I already have, all about the pink bows. These little pink florals, they just go everywhere. It's just that little soft touch of pink. It doesn't have to be a lot. I like this up here. I thought that was sweet. I want to say probably Target Bullseye sections where that came from. Thrift store plate, tiny little vase with some florals in it. I wanted to give it a little bit of more height. Probably would like if it was just a little bit taller, but I added this on the bottom just to lift it up a little bit, and that's a napkin ring. But it worked, so I thought it looked pretty there. This was one of my little thrift store mirrors recently. It was $1, and I think it's sweet here. One of my little thrift store plates I've had for a while. And then that was a Ross heart from several years ago. So all together, I just think that it turned out really cute. I have thoroughly enjoyed this little piece hanging here. I stuck this wreath out here. This came from a client that she was decluttering, so I knew I could probably use it throughout the year somewhat. This is my new to me piece in the back hallway. This was my mom's. I redid it recently, and I'm having fun adding a few little touches for each season to it. I have ordered, well, I ordered a little heart garland because I felt like I needed that back here, but I went ahead and put the bows up, and honestly, I like the bows, so I may just kind of string it within the shelves. I don't know, but let me give you a little closer look. And I'm thinking, I never have put glass in here. I kind of want to just take these off and leave it open. Just haven't got around to that yet, but I just added some touches of pink. These little topiaries, I've had these for a while. Again, Target Bullseye section several years ago. Added a few little florals, tied some bows. See what I mean? Simple, simple. Some little florals down here and one of my little hearts. This is a picture of my grandparents. I don't know how well you can see it with the glare, who I adored, and I miss them terribly. This belonged to this grandmother, so I like to keep that picture in here. And then this sweet picture is a picture of my husband's grandparents, and they've passed on too. We miss them so much, but this is the pier that they actually met on when they were teenagers or early 20s, I'm not sure, but they recreated a photo years later, and I just think this is the sweetest picture. So I thought Valentine's is a great day for me to have that out. And then I just added a pink bow here. So I love this little area. It's soft. It's in the back hallway, so we pass it going to the laundry room, which I'm in all the time, or the bathroom or the study. So I like to have a little something in it. I always like to show you my little bitty touches in the laundry room. I know the gnomes are really out, but that's really all I had to go in here, and why not? Fun little room for that. So I just stuck those on my little shelf. I usually put a seasonal towel right here, and then I like to hang something seasonal on these little hooks that I have on my frames. So just a little nod to Valentine's Day in my laundry room. In my guest bathroom, I didn't do a whole lot. I love these little flowers, and I think those probably came from Hobby Lobby. I just like that little touch of pink. And then I added a little towel here and then a little hand towel. I left this here for my winter stuff, but I may, come up with something different here and change that out. But for now, I think that's fine. So thank you for watching. I hope that this was just a sweet little fun tour for you. Again, I am really all about keeping things simple. I'm really trying to get rid of stuff this year and find ways to use stuff that's already in my house while still keeping that little seasonal touch, because I do enjoy that and I want to enjoy it. I don't want to feel overwhelmed with changing things all the time. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me, and I hope you'll subscribe. Let's do this. Let's make this year simple and better for us. And I'll see you on the next one.